Welcome back. Days after the Supreme Court allowed states to create sub-classifications within the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe categories for the purpose of according wider protections, the Reservation Bachao Sangharsh Samiti is on the streets to challenge the top court's decision. The Bharat Bandh call comes on the backdrop of the recent Supreme Court verdict on the sub-categorization of quota for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe groups and the controversy over lateral entry into civil services as well. The organization, which has gained support from SC/ST groups in Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Kerala, had called for a Bharat Bandh today. In fact, schools across several places in Rajasthan have been shut, while exams in Kota University stand postponed. The capital city of Bihar, Patna, witnessed roadblocks near Mahendru Ghat Government Welfare Hospital with members of the Great Bhim Army jamming roads. But largely, it's been pockets of protests and bandhs in some states rather than an all-India Bharat Bandh impact. JMM, Congress, Left have extended their support, among other opposition parties. But it's not just the opposition parties. Even BJP's own ally, Chirag Paswan's LJP, has supported the Bandh. Chirag Paswan has said, "My party supports Bharat Bandh call. It is my duty to be the voice of the oppressed, committed to the upliftment of marginalized communities, and NDA is committed to upliftment of the oppressed. We assure that there will be no changes to reservation." On August 1st, a 7-judge bench of the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, ruled by a 6-1 majority that further subclassification of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes by states can be permitted to ensure quota for more backward castes within these groups. It has opposed the Supreme Court's verdict, claiming that it undermines the court's earlier ruling in the landmark Indira Singh case, which established the framework for reservations. All right. Let's just very quickly get in our panelists at this point. I'm being joined by Pradeep Mahaur, who's a political analyst, Dr. Ajay Kumar Pandey, who is National General Secretary and spokesperson for LJP, as well as Dr. Nikul Patel, who's a political analyst. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. To you, Mr. Pradeep Mahaur, has the NDA government started feeling the heat? One after the other, is the NDA government really getting a taste of its own allies? Is it very different already from how the BJP government was working to how the NDA government is working?
No, first we need to understand that as far as this case is concerned, this Bandh is not against the government. This is against the Supreme Court verdict. And this verdict was not given today. It was given on April 1st week. And on 12th of April, the central government requested the Supreme Court for reconsideration. Right, Supreme Court for reconsideration. Venugopalji, who was then Attorney General, he submitted the plea, and this verdict right now that has been published today, I mean, it is the reconsideration application that was heard from Government of India. So ultimately, this shows that government itself is not agreeing to the Supreme Court verdict. As far as the party, the ruling party is concerned, ruling party themselves can go on the streets and say, we are supporting the Bandh. But individual strength, people can definitely go. So there is no problem as such. Somebody at the individual strength.
So are you saying that BJP is supporting the Bandh? Not officially, but BJP is also pro-Bandh. Are you saying that?
No. This, I mean, ruling party cannot say that they are
not officially, but do you agree with the demand for the Bandh? The demands that are being put out, is BJP agreeing to them?
Look, as far as the BJP is concerned, BJP, the central government has already presented a plea to the Supreme Court against the verdict. And even after the second verdict also, the reconsideration application has already been submitted by the current Attorney General. So government is not supporting this. Government is not at all supporting. I understand one thing. I want to ask one question. I mean, so Congress spokesperson is not there. I would have asked the question.
Okay, okay. Before your question, sir, allow me to ask my question. Before your question, allow me to ask. I will come to you. You can ask him, but sir, allow me to ask one question.
One sentence.
Acha, chaliye.
They are symbolically
ठीक है.
supporting. But did they file any plea against this verdict to the Supreme Court of India? I mean, this question should be asked to them. I mean, doing
Okay,
lots
Dr.
of
Nikul Patel.
nautanki, natak,
So, is
drama,
this
and
one of
doing
those
nothing in the
very
black and
few
white? What is this?
issues where all political parties are bhai-bhai? Looks like that. Dr. Nikul Patel, you can hear me? Dr. Nikul Patel,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, so I'm asking,
Hello.
is this one of those instances where all political parties are bhai-bhai and it's not really the ally hit on the BJP?
Yeah, definitely. You see the way entire matter comes into picture after the Supreme Court judgment, right? And when it comes to a reservation policy, and I think all the political parties are on a setback. They cannot take a firm decision because ultimately it leads to a vote bank politics. Right now, Bharatiya Janata Party or the person is trying to advocate that we are in support of SC/ST community and we oppose the lateral entry in the UPSC, whatever notification is coming, and we are submitting the plea to the Supreme Court. But if you see the Modi way of working, it's an anti-reservation, and if you see in Gujarat also a Gujarat model, you find that the class 3 and 4 appointments are recruitment had been stalled, and all contractual appointments that come into government offerings are always without reservation. So if they want to support community, I think they must start implementing the reservation policy to the contractual appointments too. Why only they are advocating this against the Supreme Court judgment? So I feel that in this particular issue, the BJP is on the setback because its own ally is now opposing the policy. And you have seen that as soon as the judgment come, all the member of parliament of Bharatiya Janata Party met Modi and wants to convey that this should not be implemented. So they have given assurance, but it's a backdoor entry of,
Pradeep Mahour, do you want to respond?
I think,
Pradeep Mahour, so what are we looking at? I mean, let's just look at this. You have lateral entry. Chirag Paswan had a very public stand. He made it very clear. He said his party stand is very clear. Reservations is a must when it comes to lateral entry. Hours later, the decision was revoked. We have the long-term capital gains. There was a U-turn on that as well. Look at what's happening right now with the Bharat Bandh. Again, you have an ally who's come out in the open. There are several such instances as well with the Modi government 3.0. How to forget caste census? Again, that's something that's going to be quite a challenge with a divided house of the NDA government on this issue itself. So it's not going to be easy for you all to move this along.
Look, first of all, I made it very clear. At individual strength, if anybody wants to support, it is their own decision. Government has nothing, or ruling party has nothing to do with that. As far as the government's policy is concerned, that policy is in favor of each and every individual. As far as the reservation is concerned, the objective of reservation is to distribute the power and the bureaucratic setup, representation into the bureaucratic setup to each and every segment of the society. This is what is happening. This is what is the objective. That is why the reservation came into the picture. Reservation is not
all right. I'm also being joined at this point, sir, by Dr. Ajay Kumar Pandey.
It is for providing the equal distribution of resources and representation into the bureaucratic setup.
Okay. Dr. Ajay Kumar Pandey joins us. He's a National General Secretary and spokesperson for LGPR. Thank you so much for joining us. My first question to you, Chirag Paswan is literally the guiding light right now. He's literally deciding the course, isn't it, for the government?
We are a small player in the government, and we would like to remain restricted to the role under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. But when it comes to social justice, this is nothing to what Chiragji is doing. I would like to remind you year 2018, when this talk of creamy layer under the promotion reservation talk by Justice Goyal in the Supreme Court came. And Rambilasi was also at that time the part of the NDA cabinet. And we opposed it because we think this concept of creamy layer is not in tune with the constitution. This is not there in the dream of the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of the constitution. So bringing it from the back door, sometimes in the name of reservation in promotion, sometimes in the name of lateral entry, is something not good for the country. One has to understand why this was there, why it was introduced. The concept was
Pradeep
not
Mahaur ji?
economic. Had this been economic, are they not poor among the forward class? They are. But the concept was social justice. The concept was equal playing field on the no discrimination on the basis of caste, color, creed, religion, untouchability. Now tell me, 70 years after independence, is India ready to go for intercaste marriages? You see what kind of things happen when a Dalit rides a horse in the village and is still not denied the entry in the temple. So even if somebody has become an IG of police or an IS, an IPS officer, are the people from other caste ready to marry in his family? If that barrier is there, the reservation has to be there, because reservation was a means to give
So,
them
Pradeep Mahaur,
importance, equality.
Pradeep Mahaur, you've heard what Dr. Ajay Kumar Pandey has said. Now, let's face it, the opposition has repeatedly, and I'm going to ask you this question, the opposition has repeatedly alleged then when they have raised the voices against the government, that's been shut in the parliament. That's the allegations of the opposition. But in this case, voices are coming from your own allies. Whether it be caste census, whether it be reservation, it's not going to be easy to maneuver this. How is the government going to be going together on this?
No. First of all, I mean, as far as the government is concerned, government is not against any of the segment of the society, not against any of the caste. And as far as Dr. Ajay is concerned, me and Ajay both were speaking on the same lines. We were talking on the same lines as far as our statements are concerned. I was also saying the same thing, that this decision has been opposed by the central government, right? Central government has been opposing the statement black and white. Rather, a question should be asked with so-called opposition who are symbolically, supporting this ban. They should be asked a question that either they are definitely supporting it, but did they do anything black and white? Did they go to the court and ask the court that they should reconsider their verdict? Did they do anything like that? Nothing. They are just doing.
Dr. Nikhil Patel, do you want to answer that question?
Eye-catching drama.
Pradeep Mahaur is saying what he and Dr. Ajay Kumar is saying are the same. He's claiming BJP and the allies are on the same page. Does the opposition see it as in the same manner? In fact, I want to ask the same question to Dr. Ajay Kumar as well, but nonetheless, let me start with you, Dr. Nikhil Patel.
See, if you see the government stand on this, they want to say that we are with the community about with SC and ST. But if you see what is happening, because right now the opposition is from their own ally, and now they cannot deny. Now they have to either support it or either they have to come with a statement that fine, it is all going well. See, I have said in previously also that if Modi government really wants to support the SC and ST community, then definitely they must come with a reservation policy in all contractual appointments. They are not bringing it that. They just want to show up. And I have seen Modi government working, they take the help of the Supreme Court that now the topmost Supreme Court had given this verdict and we have to follow. Now, this is not the way of working. You are the government, you are the elected government, and you are on behalf as per the constitution, you can decide the course of action. You cannot depend every time on the Supreme Court. You have to take the stand. And I appreciate that Modi government had taken a stand in taking a sense that this lateral entry recruitment, if reservation is not being followed, then definitely the Modi government has to face the heat. And the decision from the Paswan ji is welcome, because ultimately he knows that this, if we are not supporting it, then definitely he will be affected by his own people whom he is representing on the floor of the house. So I think BJP is just showing off that we are good
Right.
with SC/ST, but in overall run, I feel that they
Okay,
are not in
okay.
support of
Dr.
this.
Ajay Kumar, I just have maybe 30, 40 seconds because I have to wrap. There's some breaking news that's coming in at this point. Dr. Ajay Kumar, social justice is what you all are standing for, but social justice and the cause around it, whether it be caste census or whether it be reservations, quota pe quota, as some may call this, is going to be quite a murky walk for the government to walk together on it.
No, I don't think so. The Prime Minister himself has made it clear in the Union Cabinet. The government is sticking by the Constitution and very much in favor of the reservation. And as you have seen in 2018, in Modi 20, the decision was taken to nullify the Supreme Court judgment when it came to promote reservation and
Okay.
promotion. Same thing
Okay.
is going to happen because PM himself has clarified this in cabinet. Beyond that, what else is
All
required?
right.
So there is nothing murky. It's a
Okay.
smooth
Okay,
sailing
so
government.
thank you very much, all three of you, for joining us. Right, Pradeep Mahaur, Dr. Ajay Kumar Pandey, as well as Dr. Nikul Patel, thank you very much for joining us. I'm cutting this short because there's breaking news that's coming in. Thank you very much for joining us.